Here's a workout I've created for those of you that are over 50 and want to work out at home, either in the garden or indoors. It features two of my clients, Mike and Yvette. Mike's 74, Yvette's 67. I know they don't mind me telling you that, and they're looking quite good in it, aren't they? So we start off with some warm-ups, and the warm-up part of this aerobic phase is 30 seconds worth of running on the spot, which we've just done, and now 30 seconds worth of jumping jacks. Jumping jacks are actually a little bit more involved than the running on the spot, because jumping jacks involves the upper body in the way that the running on the spot doesn't. So 1 minute's worth of warm-up, taking us into the 8 exercises for strength. So for these I want you to do 10 of each of these exercises. We'll start off with the exercise for chest, the good old push-up or press-up. Notice that Yvette is doing an easier version while kneeling down, while Mike's doing the full body. Second exercise to do 10 of is air squats. This works the entire upper leg, quads, hamstrings and glutes. Try and do it such that the arms are parallel to the ground all the way up and all the way down. Sticking with the big muscle grips, this is for the back, although it also works the biceps as well, and it's called a door pull. Now please make sure that the door you choose to do this on is strong enough to do this. I don't accept any responsibility for any doors that are yanked off their hinges. So you go as far back as you can and pull yourself forwards. The further your feet are placed forwards, then the harder it is, because that's the further you're pulling yourself forwards. Sticking now in the area of the door, we're doing some calf raises. I'm doing this by standing on a step and just leaning on the door just for balance to make sure we don't fall over backwards. We're not taking any weight by the door. All the effort is being done by the calf muscles. Moving to the upper body, grab 2 bottles of water and we're going to do some shoulder presses. Obviously you can vary the resistance by the amount of water you have in each bottle. For each of these repetitions, and again 10 of these, like as with everything we're doing here, go as far up as you can, and when you come down, try and get the tops of the bottles level with the ears. Don't go any lower down than that. We're now moving to another exercise for the legs. This is a raised lunge. You can do it on the floor if you want to, but most people find a raised one is easier, and you can also get a bigger range of motion while remaining fairly stable. Since this is a one-sided exercise or unilateral, it's not just doing 10, you're actually doing 10 on each side if you can. So 10 on the right and then 10 on the left. Still with the bottles of water now, we're doing bicep curls, just back to the simple 10 of these, of course. One of the key things about bicep curls is try to make sure you don't bring the shoulder into play. You do that by keeping the upper body welded to the side of the body, so the elbow doesn't move in location. Also with a bottle of water, and the final one of our 8 strength exercises is a bottle squat or a goblet squat. As you do this, make sure your head doesn't tip forwards, keep looking straight. If you do this in front of a mirror, that really helps, so keep looking at your eyes in the mirror. Now 4 exercises for core stability, or the abs. And the first one is the famous plank, or elbow plank as I like to call it, because there are variants, where your entire weight is held and supported by your toes and your elbows and forearms. Ideally you should be doing this for 30 seconds to start with, progressing up to a minute, and if you can do, eventually up to 2 minutes. But do it as a plank, nothing moves. Now something does move here. We're doing some exercises here for the upper abs. Upper abs because the top of the body, the chest of the body is curving down towards the knees. And do this low and do it slow. And if you can do it properly. Make sure that the feet remain on the ground. Try not to allow the feet to come flying up. Do it as low as you can and do it as slow as you can. Another one for doing slowly, in fact all these abs exercises are best done slowly, is a Russian twist, which is this one here. And this is an exercise for the obliques, which are the side abs, and you do this by twisting alternately one side or the other. If you like, your feet can actually come off the ground and you can pivot slightly on your back sides and the feet move in the opposite direction to your arms. The final one of the core ones is again for the abs, but now we're looking at the lower abs because our lower body, the knees, are coming up towards the chest rather than vice versa. Again we're doing 10 of these, and you try to pull the knees towards the chest, squeeze at the top, release and repeat for a total of 10 repetitions. That really completes the core section. Let's now look at some exercises for flexibility or coordination. First of all, a very simple kneel. This is actually made more effective and more of a quad stretch if you kneel down and you have your backside touching your heels. That was for quads. This is really for hamstrings. Hamstrings on most people are very tight. If you can reach down and touch towards your toes in this way, it's a good stretch for the hamstring. All these stretches, by the way, are 20 seconds. So hold each for 20 seconds. 20 seconds too for the calf stretch. Here you've got the toe and the knee touching the wall in front of you. The rear leg should be dead straight and the heel should be pressed on the floor. Now a few final upper body stretches. This one is for the upper back. Again, it's you do it on each side, 20 seconds on each side. This time, with a slight change from the last one. This one, by putting the arm over the neck and fingers walking down the vertebrae, you're stretching out the triceps. And our final exercise is for the rotator cuff, part of the shoulder group of muscles. It's one that gets quite stiff in a lot of people, especially as we get past 50. When it's stiff, the backs of your hands can't quite touch the ground, as Yvette says here. So that's a range of stretches to go with those core exercises and those strength exercises with the aerobics to beginning, all of which will make a great workout at home for anyone over 50.